Hi everyone, Marie here from Pottery Crafters. I'm excited to share this kiln opening with you because this kiln is full of gifts for my friends and family. Follow along as I share some of my combinations and techniques with you to give you some idea on how you would like to glaze your pots. Links for the glazes and other videos are listed for you down below in the show notes. This kiln was fired to cone 5 with a 20-minute hold. Let's take a look inside. Of course, I'm going for the largest planter first. Nice. I made this planter with Amaco No. 11 A-Mix Stoneware white clay. Bisque fired it to cone 04 and gave it to my friend Sharon so she could decorate it the way she wanted. She used Speedball Underglazes, pink, sky blue, royal blue, and black. She has the 2-ounce sampler pack. I love the sampler pack. They have a great variety of colors. I like the brush stroke she used. It made a nice pattern and brought out the white in the stoneware clay. You don't have to apply clear glaze inside your planter. That's a personal choice. Some potters choose not to because it helps absorb the moisture in the dirt. Others glaze the inside to extend the life of the planter. I applied 2 thin coats of Speedball clear glaze. This is important because if you apply the clear glaze too thick, it can turn milky, unless you want to create that look. I think she'll be very pleased with the results. Nice planter. This planter with the attached saucer also turned out great. I made this one with Amaco No. 11 A-Mix Stoneware white clay. Since I can't draw freehand, I had Sharon draw the dolphins with underglaze. She used the Speedball underglazes, pink, sky blue, royal blue, black, and white. The colors do turn out darker the higher you fire them. I think the dolphins turned out great. I like making planters with the attached saucers. I have a video on how to make them. It's number 8 in my Beginner Pottery Wheel project series. I left the link for you below in the show notes. I think she'll love this planter. This mug turned out beautiful. Wow, I love how the glaze flowed down the mug. I used Amaco No. 11 A-Mix Stoneware white clay. I applied 1 coat of Amaco Obsidian on the inside and outside of this mug. Then 3 coats of Amaco Indigo Float on the inside and outside. I then dipped Spectrum Pearl White only on the rim. This glaze loves to flow. That's why they call it a floating glaze. The obsidian really makes the indigo float brighten up. I love how the Spectrum Pearl White flowed down the handle. The shape of this mug came from my video on throwing 5 different shaped mugs. The link is down below in the show notes if you want to check it out. Oh, this one turned out nice also. This mug was made with Amaco No. 11 Stoneware white clay. I applied 1 coat of Amaco Obsidian on the inside and outside of the mug. Then I applied 3 coats of Smoky Merlot on the inside and outside of the mug. Then a dip of Spectrum Pearl White only on the rim. The pearl white flowed down just enough. I wanted the Smoky Merlot to show on the bottom half of the mug. The obsidian really enhances the color of the Smoky Merlot. My sister will love it. This mug was made with Laguna Speckled Buff clay. I applied 3 coats of Spectrum Spring Green all over and dipped the rim in seaweed. Then applied 3 coats of light flux on the rim. The spring green did turn out lighter and more translucent than I thought. You can see the speckled buff clay through the glaze. I like that. Unfortunately, the clay and glaze were not compatible, and the glaze crazed. I still really like it. I could try reglazing the inside with clear glaze to make it food safe, or just use it as a pen holder. I'm going to try this glaze combination again, but with another clay body, and see how that works. With this mug I used Laguna Speckled Buff clay. I applied 1 coat of Amaco Obsidian on the inside and outside of the mug. Then 3 coats of Amaco Indigo Float on the inside and outside. Then a dip of Spectrum Pearl White. This time I dipped the pearl white 1/3 of the way down. As you noticed, it turned out differently than the mug that was dipped with Spectrum Pearl White only on the rim. The handle turned out cool, and the inside looks really good. Nice mug. Cool. Oh, I like this mug. I used Amaco No. 11 A-Mix Stoneware White Clay. I applied 1 coat of Amaco Obsidian on the inside and outside of the mug. Then 3 coats of Amaco Indigo Float on the inside and outside. Then dip Spectrum Pearl White only on the rim. This is the same glaze combination as the first mug I showed you. I love how the Spectrum Pearl White flowed down the twisted handle. This belly shape came from the 5 different shape mugs video also. I like this shape. If you like what you see, give this video a thumbs up anytime during the video. Now this mug is different. I used Amaco No. 11 A-Mix Stoneware White Clay. I glazed it with Oil Spot Glaze combination by Coyote, called the Coyote Texas Two-Step. It has a very unique look to it. I applied 1 coat of the marshmallow on the outside only, and 3 coats of the sea mist on the inside. Then 2 coats of sea mist on the outside. It's different. The outside has a texture to it. The inside looks good. I kind of like it. Now this mug looks interesting. It's for a family member that loves red. I used Laguna Speckled Buff clay. I applied 3 coats of Mako Red Gloss. I applied 2 coats of Mako Dark Flux. Then 2 coats of Mako Light Flux, and topped it off with 2 more coats of Mako Dark Flux. Wow, that's 6 coats of flux altogether. I like how the red glaze, dark and light flux interacted together. I like how the Speckled Buff clay showed through the red gloss glaze. Nice mug. I think you'll like it. This mug I made for a nature lover, like me. It turned out even better than I thought it would. I poured Amaco Rainforest on the inside of the mug, then applied 1 coat of Spectrum Hunter Green Underglaze on the outside. Once it dried, I brushed it with a damp sponge to create the streaks. I wanted it to look like a forest. Then 1 coat of Speedball Brown on the bottom and half of the twisted handle. Then I applied 2 thin coats of Speedball Clear Glaze. And the Spectrum Pearl White did the rest of the work. I only dipped the rim with the pearl white, and it flowed down to create an effect that looks like trees. This is an awesome mug. I made a jar similar to this one. She wanted me to make another one a little bigger. I used Amaco No. 11 A-Mix Stoneware White Clay. Purple, orange, and purple mixed with white Speedball Underglaze. And then 2 thin coats of Speedball Clear Glaze on the inside and outside of the jar. I used the trace and transfer technique for this jar. If you'd like to know how to do this technique, I have a trace and transfer step-by-step video. I left the link for you below in the show notes so you can check it out. The cover to the jar. Of course I used the same clay, Amaco number 11 Amix Stoneware white clay. Purple, orange, and then the purple mixed with white. Speedball Underglaze. And 2 thin coats of Speedball clear glaze. I like this style jar. Oh, this mug turned out nice. I used Amaco number 11 Amix Stoneware white clay. Applied 1 coat of Amaco obsidian on the inside and outside of the mug. Then applied 3 coats of Amaco indigo float on the inside and outside. I dipped the Spectrum Pearl White 1/3 of the way down. This is the same glaze combination as the 4th mug I showed you. I love how the Spectrum Pearl White flowed down this handle. If you'd like some ideas on creating cool handles, I have several handle design videos. I left the links for you below to check out. If you'd like to show your support, I have a super thanks button right below this video where you can donate to the channel to help with supplies and making these videos. Thanks for your support. Oh, I like this plate. I used Amaco number 11 Amix Stoneware white clay. I started with a little Mako sea salt to make it look like sand. Then applied Amaco obsidian, snow, sapphire, indigo float, and Arctic blue. Then I sprinkled some Spectrum white glaze crystals to make it look like waves coming in. I think it does look like the ocean. Pretty good for my first try. I can see a mermaid close to the shore. Can you see it? Oh, I love this small bowl. It turned out really nice. I hate to give it as a gift. I want to keep it. I used Amaco number 11 Amix Stoneware white clay and all Amaco glazes. 1 coat of iron luster all over and 2 coats of indigo float all over, a rim dip of seaweed, and a rim dip of Arctic blue. I just love how the glazes float down into the bowl. It's beautiful. I applied a little too much glaze to this bowl, but it still looks amazing. For this bowl I used Amaco number 11 Amix Stoneware white clay and all Amaco glazes, like the last small bowl, 1 coat of iron luster all over, 2 coats of indigo float all over, a seaweed rim dip, and an indigo float rim dip. I just love this glaze combination and how the glaze just cascades down into the bowl and the sides. God, it's hot in here. I really love this small bowl. Since I can't give it as a gift, I'm going to grind it down and keep it for myself. Well, that's it for my kiln unloading. I hope I've given you some cool glazing ideas and different glaze combinations that you can try for your next glazing project. You watching helps me to make videos like this one. Now head on over to my trace and transfer video or my how to make kiln cookies video. If you do, I get to play with more clay. Let's stay dirty.